Hey there, we are WildFoodWest.com, your guide to foraging food outdoors in North America. Today, we'll introduce 15 common edible wild plants in North America, namely in the United States and Canada. Many of these are composed of weeds, as not only will they be easy to find, but are also unlikely to be depleted since they grow in abundance. We also have some bonus wild plants, nuts, and vegetables on trees and wetlands. Packed with health benefits, some edible plants can even be both consumed or used topically as medicine. Starting out with the common wild but edible weeds are 1. Dandelion. One of the most common weeds you will find on your lawn are dandelions, which flower from early spring to late autumn. All parts are edible and packed with nutrients, but each requires a different method of preparation. Young, tender leaves and stems can be sautéed or added to a fresh salad. The flowers can also be added to salads or fried into fritters. They can even be made into wine or ice cream. 2. Chickweed. Chickweeds prefer cool, wet weather and can be found just about anywhere in mid-spring or fall as tangled mats on the ground with small white flowers. Here's a warning though. The spotted spurge is a poisonous lookalike, which oozes a white sap when snapped. Chickweeds do not produce this sap. The leaves of chickweeds can be eaten raw in salads and sandwiches or cooked along with the stem and flowers. 3. Curly dock. The curly dock is the most common among the dock species, all of which are edible weeds and can be foraged throughout the year in fields, roadsides, and other open areas. Harvest the young leaves in early spring and the stem in late spring and summer. Both the leaves and stems can be eaten raw or cooked. The seeds can also be ground up to make flour. It is even found in some commercial detox teas. 4. Lamb's quarters. Lamb's quarters prefer hot and dry conditions and can be found in fields and along roadsides from early summer through fall. It has a less common look-alike, the oruch, that resembles not only in appearance, but in taste, though saltier. Speaking of salt, here's a tip for you. You can dry and burn lamb's quarters leaves and use the ash as a salt substitute. 5. Purslane. The common purslane is a succulent with small yellow flowers that prefers hot, dry regions and will happily take over your garden when left unchecked. It is packed with omega-3 and is considered a superfood, but people prone to kidney stones should be wary as they contain oxalates. It is tart and a little salty with the leaves, stems, and flowers completely edible. They can be eaten raw, cooked, or added to soups where they thicken the broth. However, be careful of a poisonous look-alike named the spotted spurge, which secretes a milky sap when snapped. Purslane will not. 6. Violets. Violets are great for beginner foragers as they have no look-alikes and are easily recognizable. To top things off, these pervasive spring wildflowers are both edible and medicinal, helping to treat infections in the upper respiratory tract among others. Young leaves can be added to salads or used to make tea. The blossoms can also be used in salads, but are more traditionally candied to adorn baked goods. 7. Stinging nettle. From the name itself, these guys sting when you brush up on them, so you might be wondering why you would want to put it anywhere near your mouth. Stinging nettles lose their sting when cooked and are not only delicious, but both nutritious and medicinal. Equipped with gloves and some scissors, the best time to harvest is in spring before they flower. 8. Garlic mustard. Garlic mustard may be one of the worst invasive weeds threatening the growth of native species, but it is tasty and full of nutritional value. All parts of the plant are edible. Young leaves, flowers, and seed pods can be eaten raw in salads, or cooked as a vegetable or for flavoring. 9. Common milkweed. This plant has various edible parts when cooked and can be harvested at all stages of development. Tender shoots are like asparagus. Young leaves can be blanched and cooked before eaten. Unripe buds resemble broccoli. Flowers can be used to infuse sweet drinks and desserts. Immature pods can be cooked like okra, and the pure white silk and more mature pods can be added to a stew. To make sure you practice sustainable foraging, since the common milkweed are host plants for monarch butterflies. Now, onto the wild vegetables in North America. 10. Feral asparagus. Feral asparagus, or wild asparagus, can be found in every state of the U.S. and every province in Canada near marsh ridges, irrigation ditches, cattle ponds, and streams, and look just like store-bought asparagus. The only difference is that they may be much larger. Wild asparagus are easiest to spot in the summer, growing up to 6 feet or more, but they are not ready for harvesting at this stage. 11. Jerusalem artichoke. Not at all related to artichokes or Jerusalem, these tubers are native to the United States and are part of the sunflower family. You can find the Jerusalem artichoke's tall yellow flowers peppering roadsides and fields. The only conditions they can't tolerate are soggy, wet soils. They're a lot like potatoes but sweeter. These tubers are sweetest when dug up in late fall to early spring. 12. Hickory nuts. There are other edible nuts that are widely available, like acorns and walnuts, but both require some elbow grease in terms of preparation. Hickory nuts, however, can be easily eaten right from the shell. They can also be boiled to make oil or syrup, and the shells can be added to a barbecue to add flavor to cooked meat. The nuts ripen on the tree by fall, and you can simply look for newly fallen nuts on the ground or shake some off the tree. 13. Hazelnuts. 2 species of hazelnuts can be found in the U.S. The beaked hazelnut prefers shady habitats ranging from the southern half of Canada to the northern half of the U.S., extending down into Georgia and Alabama. The American hazelnut is found in most of eastern North America, preferring savannas and open fields. Lastly, these are some edible wild plants in the wetlands of North America. 14. Watercress. Watercress is a common aquatic plant that can be found near springs or spring-fed streams. Harvest the watercress's leaves and flowers from mid-spring to fall by pinching the stems off the waterline and leaving the roots intact for future harvests. Watercress can be added to salads or sandwiches for a spicy kick or quickly sautéed with butter. It is an extremely nutrient-dense food and ranked first on the U.S. Centers for Disease Control's Powerhouse Fruit and Vegetables list. 15. Cattail. Cattails are aquatic plants that can be found forming dense colonies in wetlands, marshes, ditches, moist fields, or ponds. Parts of it are edible in all seasons. In spring, the green male head developing at the top of the stalk can be collected and prepared like corn on the cob. As it matures, yellow pollen can be harvested and used as a flower substitute. Young shoots are also edible by removing the outer leaves and can then be eaten raw, boiled, stir-fried, or pickled. When all other parts are dormant, you can dig in the mud for its roots for their starch. And those are the 15 common edible plants in North America. But wait! When foraging, it is always good to be mindful of not only your safety, but also the impact you make. Always remember to take only what you need and leave some for others, not only other foragers, but for the various creatures that rely on those plants for food. Minimize plant damage unless the purpose is to weed out invasive species. Is our video something you would like to see more of? Let us know in the comment section. Also, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to wildfoodwest.com before you go.